Good afternoon, YouTube. I really hope everybody had an awesome Merry Christmas and they're getting ready for the new year. But man, oh man, does it feel good to be back. I really took some time off. Why? Because it's the holidays. And, hey, why not? But at the same time, we got some college football going on. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So we're going to get right into it. But before we get into it, let me talk to you. Look, if you're tired of paying $70 at least a month on a TV subscription like YouTube TV, Fubo, whatever, hey, you gotta stop, okay? The TV subscription that I have, granted, it is Wi-Fi based, but there are so many benefits that come with the TV service. We're talking the NFL package, we're talking MLB package, we're talking NHL Saturday Nights, free pay-per-views for crying out loud. This is $20 a month. Again, $20 a month, $60 every 3 months. How? It's simple math, people. Click the link in the description of this video. Get signed up, and depending on the Wi-Fi service that you have, whether it's Spectrum, hey, it is what it is. But if you have other things like AT&T and something else, again, hey, it is what it is. It's Wi-Fi based. But you get every local channel in the country, you get the sports package, and you get free pay-per-views. Where can you go wrong? I mean, come on. It's simple math, people. But, hey, it's not about that. This is about talking sports and being the most uncut, unfiltered, and unfucking censored sports talk show on YouTube. So, without further ado, it's time for the most uncut, unfiltered, and unfucking censored sports talk show you will find on YouTube. Let's get into today's episode, and with me today, as always, man, oh man, he's a big man. He loves taking spicy takes, but man, oh man, he's a pleasure to have on this show. Please welcome Mr. Big Spicy Mac. How you doing, man? Oh, looks like you're
Yeah, I'm muted. I mute myself so you can do your introduction, so you don't hear any background noise over here. Yeah, man.
Okay, that's okay.
It's awesome. Another Friday. Oh man, fucking big win for the Ravens. By the way,
I was gonna say, hey, they really showed why they are the Baltimore Ravens, why they should be the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Bro, listen, the manhandling of the 49ers, like, don't get me wrong, Kittle had a good game. Okay, McCaffrey had a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Brock Purdy didn't have a good game.
No, he did not.
The 49ers defense didn't have a good game.
No, they did not.
so I mean, the fact that I had so many people hitting me up, and dude, and this is the crazy thing. I passed my parlays out to everybody I knew.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, Lamar Jackson 200 yards, Lamar Jackson 2 touchdowns, Lamar Jackson over 40 rushing yards, like Isaiah Likely having 4 catches for over 40 yards. Like, I put the parlay together. I gave you the Gus Edwards touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
You did.
I told
you even said the parlay to me this morning of like Joe Flacco throwing for over 250 yards, and you cashed in on it.
But I mean, had we had done the show Friday, I would have called it again. Just like, I mean, bro, listen, Joe Flacco, bro, he's playing as if like he's forgotten the last 8 years.
I was gonna say it's like Kevin Stefanski put him in a fucking DeLorean and sent his ass back to 2012. the last 4 weeks, that is how he's been playing.
Yeah. No,
You would think Amari Cooper was basically just Jacoby Jones.
Okay, Torrey Smith. Yeah, he would be more like Torrey Smith. But here's my whole thing: is David Njoku. David Njoku and Ford is what makes him work. That's
Yes.
what makes him work in his system so well, is because he always has a check down guy. He's all like, and then he's got a guy who's going to run. These guys are going to run. Could you imagine if Nick Chubb wasn't injured? Could you imagine the devastation that he would be doing? They would be running 150 yards a game, and he'd still be passing for 250 yards. Like,
absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
I mean, total yards, you're talking about a team that would average over 400 total yards.
Yes.
Like, so to me, it's just like, I knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. The Broncos fucked Flacco. They put him in a shitty situation, in a shitty system. Then he went to the Jets. The same fucking thing.
I was going to say, I think you're talking about the Jets.
But
no,
he was the Broncos.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, we traded him to the Broncos when we got Lamar Jackson. He was with the Broncos, I think, for the last 2 years of his contract. And then they got rid of him, and then he went to the Jets. And then the whole thing is like quarterbacks like Joe Flacco, if you keep him clean, you keep him standing up, and you get him at least one or two guys that are going to go down the field and get open, oh, bro, he's going to get you money.
I mean, even when Baker Mayfield was under center, David Njoku, aside from Amari Cooper, was his favorite receiver.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is, it's, again, you give a quarterback time in the pocket, and you give him a chance to throw, and realize.
Not to mention, you give him a good-ass fucking defense, like the Browns have.
I mean, yes and no, because let's be honest here. If that defense was so fucking good, they wouldn't be letting teams put up 20-plus fucking points on them, and they have. That's I don't
true.
care. There's two of the 4 games that Flacco has won now. Flacco fucking won those games.
Oh, absolutely.
It wasn't for Flacco, because that defense, when you let somebody put up over 20 points on you, I don't give a fuck. Yes, I understand it happens. Every once in a while, a team just schemes up really good against you. I get that. But when it happens multiple times, like, yeah, you could be in the top echelon of defense, but the whole thing is, like, the Ravens defense, we're number 1 in 3 of the top categories.
Absolutely.
So that's the difference of, you know what I mean? Like yes, they held the San Francisco to 17 points when the Browns played them. Yes, they did a really, really good job containing them. We gave up 19 points, but we scored more points. We didn't. So that's the real difference maker there. Now, my understanding was, like, the Bengals, the Browns, the Vikings, and the Ravens all did what? They played a safety, essentially a safe cover 2 zone set. With a little bit of man mixed, man-to-man mixed in. But the whole difference is, the thing that you saw, that it was almost always a 4-man front. Like, yeah, we would blitz our linebackers, but the whole thing is, like, you didn't know if the linebacker was blitzing and the defensive lineman was dropping back, or the lineman was coming at you and the linebacker was dropping back. Bro, Michael Pierce dropped back on 2 plays. Michael Pierce is a 350-pound defensive tackle, okay, and he dropped back into coverage. So that's why I'm saying, like, we keep that 4-man rushing, like, every single play 4 guys are coming at you, bro. And look, number 1 in sacks. So
absolutely.
And I'll ring the bell for this. I will say this now. I said it a few years ago. I was like, man, if Jadeveon Clowney was to come to Baltimore, now this is back when Wink Martindale was our defensive coordinator. Okay, so now with McDonald, who runs a similar type of heavy blitzing scheme, just a little different. But in the core of it, bro, Jadeveon Clowney, look at this, a career resurgence We're talking about by the end of the season, he will be in double-digit sacks.
Yep.
Double-digit tackles for loss.
His numbers would look like TJ Watt in Pittsburgh.
No, not that good. Not that good.
Okay.
So I put it to you this way. Okay, so Jadeveon Clowney averages, I think, 6 quarterback hits a game. Now,
Okay.
I understand. You know what I mean? That doesn't accumulate to very. But if you like, just sit there and think about that shit. 6 times a game, he's coming full speed and smacking that motherfucker, like hitting him, knocking it. You know what I mean? Like that's 6 hits. And it's like, if I know I'm hitting you, I get to hit you 6 fucking times. I know by the time I hit you that 6th time, bro, you're definitely feeling it.
Oh, absolutely. Could not agree more.
So to me, it's like, yes, they're not sacks, but for me, tackles for loss mean just as much as sacks. For me, quarterback hits are equal just as much as tackles.
No, absolutely.
Like to me, if you end the season and you got 50 quarterback hits, you got 80 quarterback hits. I don't care if you got 5 sacks. You hit that motherfucking quarterback a lot. That means you're getting there. You might be 1 second late, but you're fucking getting there. And you might not, like I said, the stat board, you might not, it might not shine through, but just like there's just certain players who just they can every single time they get to that ball, they might not hit that ball, but they get to it.
And right, absolutely. No, I mean, they even show stats for quarterbacks being under pressure, dropping back, how many times they've been under pressure, how many times they've been hit after the throw. And I mean, when the defense is on, it is on because they really show the numbers that are going down. And it's like, numbers never lie.
Hell yeah. But all right, you want to start off with your first topic?
Yes, sir. I was just about to say, I love talking football. We got a whole bunch of football to talk about. But I know I'm late to the party, and I know my shows are weekly, but there's one thing we need to talk about, and that is the Dodgers being public enemy number 1. They signed Shohei Ohtani to a 10-year, $700 million contract, and they also signed, I mean, tell me you're Japanese without telling me you're Japanese, Yoshinobu Yamamoto to a 12-year, $325 million contract. Now, will the signing of these 2 players, because, I mean, history speaks for itself, and numbers never lie, will the signing of these 2 bona fide Japanese studs help the LA Dodgers overcome the 162-game regular season and win a World Series when it's not a shortened season?
So this is like I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole. I read into a bunch of little things. I looked into both players. I will say this. They have a very good chance if everyone stays healthy.
Yes.
If everyone now and that is a big if, and that is a big might, and that is a long shot for everyone to stay healthy. But if the postseason comes and Ohtani is healthy and whatever his name is, Yo stays healthy, and the rest
Yamamoto.
Of the Dodgers,
we'll just say Yamamoto at that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So if everybody stays healthy, the team stays healthy, and they play well.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, like I said, the health is the most important thing. If Ohtani comes back and he's healthy, if Yoma comes back and he, you know what I mean, like he stays healthy and he stays, on his court. Like I said, I mean, granted, it's a lot of things, but my biggest concern would be the health. If everybody can stay healthy, I think that they've got just as good a chance as the Orioles. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
I mean, I'm just being honest here. Like they have some really good pieces there, but again, can they get out of their own way? We'll find out. We'll find out. But I can tell you this: I don't think these guys went there on accident.
No, I don't think that either. I mean, again, like I said, the Dodgers history really speaks for itself. I mean, we're going back 10 years, and the last 10 years, excluding 2020, they've been eliminated from the playoffs in arguably the most embarrassing fashion. I mean, the last 2 years, they lost not only to an 89 win San Diego Padres team, but they also lost, or they didn't lose. They got swept by a Diamondbacks team that essentially had no business being in the playoffs. It was I couldn't believe it. Like, it just blew me away that the Dodgers, of all teams, got swept in the playoffs to a Diamondbacks team who have never seen an NLCS since, 2007?
So again, for me, it goes back to that old saying that good coaching will always beat talent.
Mm-hmm.
You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have good coaching, good strategy behind what your talent is doing, good luck, buddy. Good luck.
No, I mean, I agree. Honestly, in my opinion, the Dodgers really spent over $1 billion on two studs. Again, this is my opinion, to casually lose in the playoffs just like they always do. And if people that are watching this don't agree with that, go look at their playoff history since 2013. The results speak for themselves. And it's not even close.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you there. I mean, I feel like the Dodgers and the Orioles we felt a lot of the same pains over the last 3 decades.
I mean,
we've had some good teams. Think about this: the Orioles from the 90s to the 2000s to the 2010s to now. Like, we've had the same rocky road where, like, man, we made the playoffs, and then got our asses kicked and swept in the first fucking round. Like,
I don't know. Oh my god, what was that? What was that series you guys had?
One time we spend money. What happened? We got fucked. So now, like literally since the Chris Davis, the only time they really spent money on Chris fucking Davis, and now the motherfuckers like scared to spend money.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say, what was it? What was the series? It was against Detroit. I want to say 2012, 2013.
With the Orioles?
Yes. They played the Tigers in the playoffs.
It sounds right, and we got fucking eliminated.
Oh man, it was that one game where Nelson Young. It definitely wasn't Nelson Cruz because he was on a different team at the time. Oh my god, what was his name?
Well, no, I mean, even the year we did have Nelson Cruz, we went to the motherfucking playoffs. We won the first. What was it? I think we won the first one, and then we got swept the fucking second one. We set up Nelson Cruz. I think had 2 different times where he had either 1 or 2 guys on base, and motherfucker threw it right down the middle, and he struck out looking. For me, I'm sorry, man. If you're a fucking hitter, if you're a goddamn hitter in this motherfucking game, and you have 3 balls, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you got 1 strike or you got fucking 2 strikes, bro. If that ball is coming down the fucking middle, you fucking swing.
If it's down the pipe, I'm talking volleyball type size pitch, you fucking swing.
Bro, and it kills me because it's just like, bro, if you just make solid contact, that's a base hit. That's
absolutely
a fucking base hit, bro.
It's a blooper anywhere into the outfield.
My whole thing is, bro, I would rather swing. I would rather swing and get out than get struck the fuck out. Like, bro, I'm not taking no strikeouts. I'm swinging it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck if I got a Pete Rose that have the bat halfway out and just like give the sweeper. I will sweep that bitch. I'm motherfucker. I'm trying to get on that base. Okay, like that's what the game is about. You try your best to get a hit, no matter how you got to get a hit. You get a hit. You get to that fucking base. You try to push. That's that's how I was raised to play the game.
It's like the saying goes in that movie, The Hall Pass. It's okay to strike out, but at least go down swinging.
Bro.
I mean, my God. But, all right. So we're going to move on from baseball, and we're going to talk college football. Now, in the beginning of the college football season, we were told that
it was
this QB class was supposed to be the most stacked, arguably of all time. Caleb Williams, Drake May, Bo Nix. I'm honestly not sure if he's playing in the bowl game against Liberty. But if he is, hey, good on him. But, I mean, you got guys like Caleb Williams and Drake May sitting out. It sucks what happened to Jordan Travis because, in my honest opinion, if he stayed healthy, obviously FSU would be in the college football playoffs. But, in my opinion, we're looking at the most overrated college football draft class of all time. So what teams are going to want the quarterbacks to go into this draft?
Maybe 2 good quarterbacks in this draft, no first rounders. That's my notes. That's my notes.
Yeah.
Like I mean, for me, it's just like this. Like my whole thing is, have I watched every quarterback coming out? Not yet. No.
Mm-hmm.
Have I watched the majority of them that play in decent schools and have an opportunity? Yeah. Guess what? There's not much to it. It's just not much to it, bro.
There really isn't. I mean, Drake May, for crying out loud, was supposed to be a Heisman candidate, and he got North Carolina to an 8-4 record, only for North Carolina to get blown out by West Virginia, of all teams, in the Duke Mayo Bowl.
Bro, I mean, like I said, for me, it just like Caleb Williams was supposed to be this it factor kid that's coming out, and bro, I'm sorry, second round pick.
Yeah,
I would not put no first round pick on that kid. I mean, nobody. I don't care how quarterback needy your team is. Like, bro, I mean, I'd rather go get a stopgap veteran, draft him in the second round. Like, I mean, I know there's going to be some people that are going to be like, oh, you're fucking crazy. Oh, you're stupid. Listen. I bet you the Panthers right now wishing to God they fucking drafted CJ Stroud.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. It's not even close.
So,
look at what CJ Stroud is doing in Houston compared to what Bryce Young is doing in Carolina. It's not even close. Even Frank Reich himself said that he wanted CJ Stroud, but management was like, oh, no, we're going to go with Bryce Young because he's from Alabama. Aside from the fact that they can produce weapons, we're going to ignore the fact that they don't know how to produce fucking quarterbacks.
Yeah. No, like I said, there's no one that excites me as far as quarterbacks go.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
I just, to me, it's as far as a quarterback goes, like you have to pop off the tape. You have to. You've got to make at least multiple outside throws. You've got to have multiple tough throws where the receiver is covered. Guy's right here on him, and that motherfucker just drops right into the motherfucking basket.
Absolutely.
If you're not making throws like that, what in the fuck you think you're going to do in the NFL? You're going to throw interceptions. You're going to throw interceptions. You're not going to throw touchdowns. You're going to throw interceptions.
They're going to be a bigger bust than Jamarcus Russell, for crying out loud. I mean, look, the Chicago Bears, they have the number 1 pick overall via the Carolina Panthers that they got from Carolina in the haul that they got. And, I mean, look, if I'm Chicago, under no circumstances do you draft Caleb Williams. Justin Fields is him. And if you trade Justin Fields and go after a quarterback like Drake May, Caleb Williams, or look, the only two guys that really stand out are Jaden Daniels and Michael Penix Jr. If you get anybody else besides those two guys and don't use the if you get a quarterback other than getting a wide receiver or something else, because the Bears are about as dysfunctional as it fucking gets, you're going to prove to the NFL world just how dysfunctional y'all really are. Because you have DJ Moore, arguably the best wide receiver in the game right now. You have Justin Fields. They have Khalil Herbert. They have Deontay Adams, if I'm not mistaken. They have a team. They need to build. But, I mean, look, if the Bears want to do Bear things, that is on them. That is completely on them. For now, we're looking to tomorrow. Why? Because this is a bowl game that a lot of people, including myself, have been looking to for quite some time. We got the granted, it is the Orange Bowl, but in my opinion, it is the Kleenex Bowl because Georgia, despite the fact that they lost in the SEC championship to Alabama, is playing Florida State. Now, Florida State is having 14 starters either sit or enter the transfer portal. Will this show why Florida State didn't deserve to be in the college football playoffs? Despite the fact that they have 14 players either sitting out or entering the transfer portal.
Sorry, I just looked at one of my bets and BetMGM, fuck you. No, bro. I'm looking at this parlay. They canceled my parlay, right? Because Amari Cooper didn't play and I had him in my parlay. All right. So they canceled the parlay and gave me my money back instead of fucking paying me out. So, like, as you can see, well, maybe you can't see.
Yeah, it's a little bright.
Yeah, you can you see that bottom one right there where it's just got them two gray dots? $10. $10 back. So I screenshotted it. I was supposed to win $2,500. So
no.
you couldn't take 500 off, 1,000 off because of two of them. Amari Cooper wasn't playing. You could just take them off and then pay me out for what's worth. I mean, bro, FanDuel does it. DraftKings does it. If something is voided, they still pay out the motherfucking bet. Come on, BetMGM, step your motherfucking game up, bro. That was bullshit. And that's not the only one.
What was another one?
Bro, when you see a 24-leg parlay go and only one of them, just one thing stops you, it's upsetting. It's upsetting.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I don't know what that's like, but again, I couldn't agree more. When you have something going in your favor, or I should say, when you have multiple things going in your favor, but there's that one bad egg that stands out, yes, it is. But who do you like in the Orange Bowl between Florida State and Georgia?
Georgia.
Yeah,
Georgia. There's no question.
Mm-hmm.
No question. And then the fact that all these kids aren't playing, and then all these kids already jumped into the fucking portal and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is showing that FSU is showing ugly colors, man.
Mm-hmm.
Something ain't right in that program.
No, couldn't agree more. I mean, there was at least one point, I believe, back in the 90s where Florida State was offered to play in the SEC, but they turned it down because they thought going through the ACC was going to be the easiest path to winning a national championship. Yeah, they won one national championship during football against Auburn in 2013-2014. How's that worked out for you so far? Oh, but no. You're the ACC champions. By God, you get snubbed for the college football playoffs, and you want to have 14 players sit out or go into the transfer portal. What the hell are you thinking? Like, yeah, we're going to cry about it, but we're also going to show why we should not have been in the college football playoffs. No! Florida State, I hope you're sitting down, your eyes are peeled, and your ears are open. Because whether you want to or not, let me talk to you. You were given a golden opportunity to play in the Orange Bowl against Georgia with your starters and your second or third straight quarterback, and shown why you should have been in the college football playoffs. But you decided, no, we're going to have 14 players either sit out or go into the transfer portal, but we're going to cry about it and be some ugly, dumb sons of bitches. There's not enough words to describe like what Florida State is doing and how they are screwing themselves over. I'm doing a live stream tomorrow between Florida State and Georgia. Now,
quick question.
What's up?
Ohio State or Michigan?
Don't you mean Missouri?
Oh, Missouri. Sorry, Missouri or Ohio State.
Oh, Ohio State easily.
Okay.
Well, Missouri, granted, they did something in the SEC, but I mean, this is Ohio State we're talking about. Yeah, they had one loss to Michigan, but no. Ohio State is going to prove why they are Ohio State in this bowl game. But like I was saying, I will be going live tomorrow when the Orange Bowl starts between Georgia and FSU. Now, when FSU gets out to a decimating deficit hole, you best believe the shit talking is going to start. And it won't be any surprise. Why? Because they had players that decided to enter the transfer portal and decided, hey, you know what? We're going to sit out because we got snubbed of the college football playoffs. You know what that says? Dummies! Yeah! It blows my mind. It really does. All right, though.
All right. Can I get your? I just want to get the quick picks real quick.
Absolutely.
From you. So, Missouri, Ohio State. You already said Ohio State. Ole Miss, Penn State.
Ooh, I think it's going to be a good game, but I'm ultimately going to have to go with Penn State.
Yeah, I think their running game is going to be too much.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn, Maryland.
Ooh, that is a tough game. You got Tua's younger brother under center at Maryland. Maryland did give, I believe, Michigan and Ohio State a tough time. Granted, both teams got the win. Oh, man. I honestly don't know who to go for. Who you got?
So, I was going with Auburn.
Okay.
Like, I was just going with Auburn just because, I thought they had a tougher schedule. They played against better teams, and I didn't hear anything about, 5-6 guys going to transfer portal. So, yeah.
That's true.
So, in the last couple games I've seen Maryland in, it wasn't it wasn't spectacular.
That's fair. You know what? I'll jump on that gravy train, and I will take Auburn as well.
And you are taking Georgia, correct?
Oh yeah, easily.
Toledo, Wyoming.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with Wyoming, just mostly because Josh Allen is, in my opinion, the only player that made that school really relevant.
Okay. Wisconsin, LSU. I'm LSU all the way. I'm going to LSU. I fucking hate Chip Kelly, but I tell you what, man, that motherfucker's got a nice little scheme going on down there.
Yeah, give me LSU.
Liberty, Oregon.
Oregon, easily.
All right. Iowa, Tennessee. This is a tricky one because I want to go with Iowa, but I feel like I don't know. Tennessee might show the fuck up.
No, I couldn't agree more. I really feel like this game is going to be a tricky one. Oh man, I'm gonna go with Tennessee.
All right, Alabama, Michigan.
Oof, this is going to be a hard fought matchup. I hate Michigan with every fiber of my being.
Listen, I love Alabama. When I tell I love Alabama, but Michigan gonna beat them.
Yes. Put me on that same train as well. It is going to be a very hard fought matchup. It's going to be a better game than last year's national championship of Georgia versus TCU. But ultimately, I think Michigan gets the win.
All right, we got Texas versus Washington.
Oh, Washington, easily. Horns down, you dumb sons of bitches.
And then last but not least, Montana versus South Dakota State.
Ooh.
I know zero about either one of these.
I know zero about either, but give me South Dakota State.
All right.
The last time I even heard something about Montana was College Game Day in Montana, and it was Montana versus, I believe, Montana State.
Bet has been placed.
Okay.
Yeah. For $4 bet to win 228.
That's a good payout.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad at all. All right, but speaking of football, the numbers between the NFL and NBA Christmas Day games were insane. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the NFL had 20 million viewers watching their games to the NBA's 4-5 million, we'll say, just to be generous. Anyways, in your opinion, on Christmas Day, would you rather watch the NFL or the NBA?
Okay. Every holiday through the wintertime is an NFL holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Every holiday until football is over. then that's when the NBA season begins. Everything they're doing right now, hey, look, man, it's good. It's good practice because let's be honest, though. Let's be honest. Most teams don't really start playing, and I mean playing, until after the All-Star break anyway.
Absolutely.
So while the last 40 games of the season, those are the ones who really count. Like what you did in the first part, like as long as you've won enough games to where it's like, okay, if you win 75% of your games, you're definitely getting into the playoffs. Some of them are like, well, you can win 90% of them and maybe get into the playoffs. And one or two of those teams will get to the playoffs.
Absolutely.
So for me, it's like the most exciting part of basketball always winds up starting in February or March. That's when basketball gets exciting. I mean, so for me, it's like, no, Thanksgiving, football holiday. Okay. Yeah. Halloween now can be a football holiday, which is amazing. Christmas is it's fucking always a football holiday. Because why? It starts at 1 o'clock. It starts at 1 o'clock. It doesn't end until usually 10, 11 o'clock at night. It's what you have on the TV. It's been my whole life. Well, now it's not so much in everybody's house because you can't just plug antennas up to your fucking TV and always get the stations. But
I mean, there was at least 3 year span where, I mean, just because LeBron was in Miami, that was like, oh hey, let's watch basketball on Christmas Day. Okay, yeah, sure, but
I mean, good matchups. The problem is what matchups are you putting up? Like, I mean, bro, like the LeBron versus the Celtics. Okay, I might tune in for a few minutes here and there.
yeah,
But unless you're putting elite against elite, you know what I'm saying? You put the fucking Nets versus fucking Detroit, some stupid shit like that. Fucking the Wizards. No team but your top fucking 6 teams should be playing on
I
Christmas.
mean, look, one Christmas Day game that we got was the Raiders versus the Chiefs. It was about as close as it got. But we saw Zamir White run for almost 150 yards on the Kansas City defense, and we saw the Raiders defense get 14 points in 7 seconds.
If that son of a bitch fucking could have just thrown for 150 yards, that's it. That's all I needed him to do. I didn't need him for touchdowns. Anything. Bro, he ruined my entire fucking parlay. Couldn't even throw for 150 yards, but they got the win. Oh yeah.
I mean,
right.
Aiden O'Connell went, I believe, 0 for 1 for 1 yard, but the running game dominated against Kansas City.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get to Kansas City in a bit. There's no doubt about that, because they are ruining their chances to be a fucking dynasty right now.
Listen. I'm just telling you, right? So some of the teams that look like we're fucking giants,
yes,
and we're fucking these monster teams that everybody didn't want to play.
Mm-hmm.
They're crashing back down to earth.
The
Eagles look shaky as shit. The fucking Chiefs look shaky as shit. The motherfucking 49ers
you're goddamn right. They look shaky as shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Who was the other team?
So it's the
Eagles, Chiefs.
Yeah, Eagles, Chiefs, 49ers, and the Cowboys.
I mean, the Cowboys I could agree with, but as long as people on the 49ers stay healthy, then yeah, I could really see the Niners being on that list.
So this is, again, like I said, for me, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
What have you done for me lately? All I'm saying is, like, Cardinals. What if the Cardinals win by 3, or San Francisco only wins by 3? Because now teams don't have just 1 game or 2 games or 3 games. They got 4 motherfucking games to study on what they did, what coverages they were running, what Brock Purdy was seeing, what confused Brock Purdy. So now you have more ammo in the tank, more disguises that you can use. Oh man, he didn't even see that guy coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to throw 2 safeties on this side of the field, and that's what it was. We put 2 safeties on the one side of the field. He didn't even see the guy coming down tracking them. Boom, interception. So I mean,
easily.
That's what I'm saying. So for every other defense that they're going to face for the rest of the year, their last 3 games, I'm just telling you, like, I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see. Because then again, then you get to the playoffs. Now everybody has all your tape from all year. Now we got all 17 games to study.
Absolutely.
And I again, when you're talking about teams who take preparation over talent, it gets scary. The playoffs can get real scary. And I mean,
Absolutely.
don't get me wrong. Like, hey, I would love to see him in the motherfucking Super Bowl. But at
Mm-hmm.
this point, like, there's no NFC team that I am worried about facing in the Super Bowl. I feel like if the Ravens get to the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter who they put in the Super Bowl. As far as the NFC, none of them scare me. Like I'm more scared of Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills than I am of the fucking Cowboys, of the Eagles, or of San Francisco.
Really? You're not scared of the Miami Dolphins?
No.
I know we talked about it
You
when I
can't
was
stay
flying to Florida or El Paso, but I mean, I'm
I love the
expecting
Dolphins.
nothing short of fireworks.
I love the fucking Dolphins, but the problem is Tua is too inconsistent. Tua is too inconsistent. He is great when he is on. He is fucking on, but I've seen too many games this year where if it wasn't for Mozart, if it wasn't for I want to say Avalanche, I know that's not his fucking name, but
Avanci.
yeah. So they bailed him out. They bailed him out.
Or even the defense bailed him out.
But again, so for me, it's like you have a liability at quarterback. Do you understand? Like, bro, Jadeveon Clowney is going to hit him at least 5 times, and he's going to get at least a sack on him. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the other problem is, right? We have great defensive tackles. Their center, I don't care. He's suspect. Okay. Matabike up through the middle with Michael Pierce. Bro, I'm just telling, like, it's gonna be a long motherfucking day for the Dolphins, and if we can make Tua run for his life, I mean, bro, I'm telling, we're gonna play him almost exactly like we did with the San Francisco 49ers.
I
Like,
mean, I'm honestly just being real right now. The fact that Lamar is on MVP caliber level with receivers like Odell Beckham Jr. and Zay Flowers really speaks volume. And Zay Flowers is a fucking rookie right now.
Yeah.
Oh, and he came up big in that game against the LA Rams.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, my.
Isaiah Likely, too.
You talk about a shootout. Oh, that was easily game of the week.
Yeah,
easily.
No, and for me, and that's what I'm saying. We have proven multiple times this year that we can win in the fourth quarter. We've proven that we can come back after being down multiple scores. So, and then we have proven that once we get a lead, we can now keep a lead. We have the longest time of possession with a lead.
And y'all have the weapons around Lamar Jackson for him to be that explosive, unanimous MVP that he was in 2019.
All I'm saying is, right, if Nelson Aguilar helps us win a fucking Super Bowl, motherfuckers better put some respect on that name. That's all I'm saying. Bro, I understand he hasn't caught 100 passes this season. I think he's only caught like 30 some passes.
Something like that, I believe.
But 6 of those passes, I think, either 5 or I think 5. He's got 4 or 5 touchdowns. So
really,
so you're talking about almost 20% of his catches are for touchdowns.
What?
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, and I mean that's the whole thing, and he's come up clutch multiple times throughout this season. Now, I mean, I think he's dropped like 3 passes this whole season, which isn't that bad. But I mean, the whole simple fact is like you're catching 90% of the passes that come to you, bro. And I mean, it and almost always first down, touchdown, first down, touchdown, first down. Like, those are his catches, bro. So you're catching either for a first down or a touchdown. You're my fucking man, okay?
Absolutely.
Like, shit me. I mean, honestly, bro, if you've got 30 catches like that every season, that's not that bad. That's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad at all. I will say this though, since we are on the topic of quarterbacks, the Dallas Cowboys, they get so much hype going into every season. They've gotten so much hype with Dak Prescott under center, for crying out loud. Yeah, do a double for me, my guy. Now, can the Cowboys rely on Dak Prescott to bring Dallas to the promised land, or will the Cowboys choke in the playoffs just like they always do? Because they gotten so much hype going into this season, and it's not even close. But exactly, my guy. They choke
every time.
every time.
Every time. Like,
it's not even close.
For this team to make me not think that they were going to choke, they have lost too many bad games. Too many bad games. Too many winnable games. Like, the whole thing is like
they lost to the fucking Cardinals.
Case in point. That's what I'm saying. You have to win the winnable games. If you lose the winnable games, then the ones that are maybe we're gonna lose, you're gonna like what you're gonna lose those fucking games. Like, and I think that's the problem with the Cowboys. Just like it was same problem the Ravens had for a few years. Like, they played down to their competition. They don't try to they don't play up past their competition. They don't try to overplay their competition. And I think that and I keep saying this, and I've said this for like since probably teenager. Until Jerry Jones lets the fuck go of that team, gets a real GM, and let real coaches get in there and intertwine with the system instead of having yes men.
Yeah, see, the day that happens, it's gonna be a new fucking ice age.
No, I mean, I understand that. But again, I have to say what I think, and that I mean, bro. At this point, I don't just think it. I know it. I know it.
I've known it too since the Cowboys lost to the Giants in the 2007 NFC divisional round, when Tony Romo was under center. At that time, it made me realize, you know what? The Cowboys are vulnerable, but they will still never deliver anything anytime soon.
Look, my whole thing is this, right? So, yes, you own the football team. You own the Cowboys football team. But other than the prep school that you played at, okay, what real experience do you know about motherfucking football, about building football fucking teams? Okay, now let's sit here. Let's go back and look at the last time you won series of Super Bowls. Who built your team? Who built your team? You had football people build your team. But then when you let Jimmy Johnson go and you took over full control over the team, and you did all the way through the late 90s and 2000, it was Jerry Jones fucking Cowboys.
Right.
My thing is, you want to be the motherfucking Dallas Cowboys? Well, step back, Jerry. Let football people do what football people do. You're in a prime position. You're gonna make money. The fuck do we need to see your face anymore for?
No, and the thing that blows me away is the fact that he is on Dallas ESPN radio still talking about what the Cowboys can do, but at the same time, it's like, dude, do you not understand? You are firing all of the wrong people that have helped you in the regular season. Granted, they choked. You have fired all the wrong people, including Mike McCarthy. You let go of Kellen Moore, who could easily be the head coach of the San Diego Chargers. I said San Diego. fucking fight me. You let go of Kellen Moore, who was the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. But what happens this time? Do you let go of Mike McCarthy? Do you let go of Dak Prescott? No. I guarantee you he won't.
Again, like I said, for the Cowboys choke. Cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh, no, my bad. Let me read my notes correctly. Cowgirls choke.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the funny thing that gets me is Jerry Jones has always said, if you talk trash about the Dallas Cowboys, you're secretly a Cowboys fan. No. Jerry Jones, Dallas Cowboys fans, I hope you're sitting down, eyes peeled, ears open, and whether you want to or not, and I'm going to say you won't, let me talk to you. The reason it is so easy to talk trash about you dumb sons of bitches is because after one game and the other, you claim it is your year every single year, and the Super Bowl is yours. Every time y'all lose, you want to blame the refs. You want to say you were wrong. No. Have some self-respect. Have some goddamn pride. Have something. The Chicago Cubs have a better chance at winning another World Series than you dumb sons of bitches have at winning another Super Bowl. That is not an insult. That is just a fact of life. Yeah.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Hey, the wife got me this awesome LA Knight vest. I'm just trying to complete the ensemble.
Hey, look, man. Bro, that thing looks sweet. I seen it.
Oh, God. Okay. So, speaking of quarterbacks. Oh, that is clean.
And so that's the signature up there. And then I've got the authenticity here.
What?
Look at this way.
Oh, that is crazy.
So, not too shabby.
And it's Michael Vick of all quarterbacks.
Yep.
Oh, God. Had he not gotten busted for what had happened with the dogfighting, he would easily be the greatest of all time of mobile quarterbacks.
I think it would be close, but I mean, I will say this. So Michael Vick was absolutely better than Cam Newton, right?
Oh, yeah.
But Cam Newton had a more consistent career.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Now, that's also because he didn't have to take 2 years off and then try to put it all back together.
That's true.
Now here's the thing. Now, Lamar is even better than Cam Newton. Now, that's what I'm saying. Like, he is like on the upper echelon. And that's why it's funny, because it's going to be like, imagine Lamar 10 years from now.
I was going to say, Lamar is a football version of Cam Newton and Michael Vick. The same way LA Knight is a WWE version of The Rock and Stone Cold. He has the mobility. He has the arm. He has so much that makes him the quarterback that he is in today's NFL.
Yeah. Oh, no. For sure. And that's why, for me, it's just like, I think a lot of the doubters really helped Lamar.
Oh, yeah.
I think
even a doubter at one point, because it was like, oh, you're replacing Joe Flacco with this Louisville quarterback? He doesn't do anything.
Yeah, no. And
he proved something.
My whole thing is, so as soon as I heard talk that the Ravens were going to look at Lamar Jackson,
okay,
I call my buddy John, right? John Cuddy. So I called him, right? And I'm like, yo, give me the scoop. Tell me everything about this guy, because if we're gonna draft him, I at least want to know as much as I can about him. I know you watch heavy college and all that, and I know he just won the Heisman, so I know you know about him. And he gave me the whole scoop, sent me all the highlights, gave me a bunch of different stats to look at and a bunch of different columns, and he broke it down for me. So when I started looking at it and realizing like his offensive line was half the reason why he was running for his life. His wide receivers not giving 100% every play. And looking at things, and he still won the fucking Heisman.
Unanimously.
Like, my whole thing is, can you name anyone else from that team?
No, see, the one thing, the one game that convinced me that he was going to win the Heisman was the Ravens-Bengals game. And, oh, man, he put the Bengals defender on skates. He put on a show.
Bro, I will never forget the first time
he was on the sideline, like myself. He had the shades going. He knew he was in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
But he was in Baltimore. But he was making it work.
Bro, when I tell you the first time he played against the Bills, like that first full season, we went and we played the Bills. That motherfucker had the entire defense on skates. It was rainy. It was like partially snowing. And bro, Moreno, motherfucking what was it? Is it Edmonds?
Torrey Smith?
No, Edmonds.
Trey Edmonds?
Yeah. The linebacker. He was with Buffalo. He's with the Bears now.
Oh, yeah. Trey Edmonds.
Yeah, so it was Edmonds. It was Moreno, or however the fuck you say his name.
Sean Moreno?
Yeah, and what was it? Stephon Gilmore and them. Bro, breaking all their motherfucking ankles. He did it like 3 times that game. Bro, there's a clip. It was on fucking Madden, on the beginning of Madden, where he cut and fucking Moreno goes to juke, and all of a sudden you see Lamar run past him. Yeah.
What year was this?
This was what was it, like 3 years ago, when Lamar was on the cover of Madden, the year after he won his MVP.
Okay. I'll definitely look that game up, because you got me interested right now.
Oh yeah. He cut the shit out of the Bills. I believe that was the first time he went up against the Bills. It was, like I said, that was probably about 3 or 4 years ago, easily.
Wow. Hey, but speaking of going back in time, hey Doc, get the keys to the DeLorean ready. We're going back to 2012, because that is exactly what Browns coach Kevin Stefanski has been doing with Joe Flacco. In the last 4 weeks, he has thrown for 250 to 300 yards. Jets, what the hell were you dumb sons of bitches thinking?
So I will say this, like, I think that's phenomenal. I think it's great for Joe. I think it's great for Stefanski. But I'm coach of the year, out of the question. It is not going to anybody. If it goes to anybody but DeMeco Ryans, and I mean DeMeco motherfucking Ryans, that is going to, especially if he takes the Texans to the playoffs with this rookie fucking quarterback, what he has done, he has literally in 1 year turned around an entire motherfucking franchise. I call this shit. What was that? Week 1 after we played the Texans, we did a show, and I literally said, I don't be surprised if this team makes the playoffs this year or next year. And I'm telling you, what he has done with this organization, the way he has changed the organization, the mantra, the vibe, the feeling, it is his fucking team. And if anybody wins it over him, I'd be completely pissed off. Because listen to me, tell me who you know besides CJ Stroud and Anderson that they drafted this year. Who else do you know on the motherfucking Texans? Can you name somebody?
Nico Collins.
Anybody else?
Oh my God! It's like it's another offensive weapon for CJ Stroud. I think his last Dell. That's it. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is, I mean, they got Singletary, but it's literally just the whole simple fact is they've got a team of a bunch of young unknown guys for real.
Right.
and they're taking this team of real young guys, and they are slowly working themselves in a position to where they can't make it to the playoffs. Okay,
Yeah.
they can make it to the playoffs.
I couldn't agree more.
So for me, it's just like to turn a team around like that, to literally go from pretty much worst to first in their division.
Yeah.
I mean that's who my coach of the year is. I would give him the award now, even if he didn't make it to the playoffs. Like,
I mean, yeah. In my opinion, up until you brought up D'Amico Ryan, I really saw Kevin Stefanski as coach of the year just because of what Joe Flacco has been doing on the field for the last 4 weeks. I mean, we even saw David Njoku and Amari Cooper ball out. The game that was the Browns versus the Texans, Amari Cooper led every single offensive category for a receiver against that team. So if it came down to those two, it wouldn't be surprising at all. But I'm telling you right now, the fact that we are looking at a 2012 Joe Flacco under Kevin Stefanski is unreal. And the Browns just clinched a playoff spot with their fourth quarterback under center. And I think they are the first NFL team to do that in NFL history. They clinched their second spot in the playoffs out of the last 4 years. It's unreal.
Yeah. No, I mean,
it's the year of the backups, and it's not even close.
Well, see, that's what makes it all exciting, man, because now it's just like, bro, I would love to see the Browns in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to.
Look at what Ford is doing with Nick Chubb injured. That man is running over every single team that they have faced.
Normal football fans are like, dude, you're fucking crazy. Why would you want to face the best team that you could? Like, because that's what I want. I want my team to be the best all the way through.
I'm gaining respect for fucking Ford.
Oh, for sure.
As soon as Nick Chubb went down and Ford replaced him against Pittsburgh, oh my God.
Okay.
As soon as I saw his numbers, I was like, my God, you're going to do something, kid. You're going to do something.
He hasn't shined every game, but he's definitely done a lot more than I think most people were thinking he was going to do.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I mean, this has been one of the craziest NFL seasons that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, no, I mean, for sure. It's just been one of those years where it's just like certain teams that you didn't expect are in the hunt, and a lot of teams that you expected to be like knockout fucking killers, and they're just barely cruising in.
Yeah, so absolutely.
I think you might have called it. This might be the year of the upsets.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, speaking of upsets and speaking of backups, we could be potentially seeing a certain kingdom of a certain color potentially crumbling.
So, okay, I'll say this. I'll say this really quick. Okay, Chiefs Kingdom. You need help. 911. 911. Okay, Patrick needs a real wide receiver.
Yes,
he's a real wide receiver.
He's got a tight end. He needs a wide receiver.
I'm literally like, bro, I would. I call Shannon Sharp and Ocho out of retirement. Call him.
Do something.
Come do the nightcap after the game. Come play.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen to me. These old motherfuckers might not be able as fast as they used to, but I bet you they'd catch the fucking ball.
That's what I'm saying.
They'd find the soft spot in the fucking zone and not run in front of a fucking linebacker. That shit, I seen Tony do that shit. I was like, what the fuck is you doing? You find a soft spot in the zone, you sit there. This motherfucker ran right fucking behind the goddamn linebacker. You set up the interception. You set it up. If you would have sat there, he would have fucking threw the ball there.
Like I've been saying for certain topics on this show, Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, and fucking Andy Reid. I hope you're sitting on a couch, eyes peeled, and ears open. Because whether you want to or not, let me talk to you. Yeah? Y'all need a goddamn wide receiver! Because ever since Tyreek Hill left, the wide receivers for the Kansas City Chiefs couldn't catch COVID and it fell into their goddamn laps.
Bro, I mean, it is like every game that has gone by this season, I'm sitting here thinking more and more to myself, like, God damn, they shouldn't have traded Tyreek Hill.
They really shouldn't have.
They should. Bro, that, like, do you understand? Like, that, like, I understand Kelsey was his safety valve, but now Kelsey's his main target. That's the main red light guy.
Absolutely.
Okay? There's no second guy. Pacheco can run the ball good. He can get a good screen every now and then, but the whole problem is the offensive line isn't good enough to go out there and consistently block and get down the fucking field for him to take a screen. So when that happens, I'm not saying Humphrey isn't good. I'm not saying Smith isn't good. Those two guys are pretty good. But the whole thing is, again, it's consistency. Can you consistently get out there and make good blocks? No. Then you consistently got called for holding. You got called for fucking false start. You like stupid fucking penalties that get that are killing you. So
absolutely.
You put the drop passes, the shitty fucking play, the not enough targets, the fucking playing subpar, not blocking, like all these, bro. Go get him a wide receiver. This motherfucker needs a wide receiver. As soon as free agency open, motherfucker, you need to call the top 2 wide receivers and get them in ASAP.
I mean, the fact that we saw Patrick Mahomes yelling at his offense on the sideline against the Raiders, it was like, man, that's crazy. It's almost like you should have been doing that to Kadarius Toney, of all players, aside from the goddamn refs, because they took away the play of the year. Forget the refs, yell at Kadarius Toney because that dumb son of a bitch was literally looking at the center and he knew he was lined up off sides.
Yeah, that was a fucking dummy play, bro. That was a complete dummy.
It really was.
Like, for me, I felt the same way that you just fit, like you just said, like, you know where you're lining up at. You know where you're lining up at. I've lined up on the football field many times as a fucking offense and defense. Okay, you look at that ball. The whole thing is, I should be able to put my hand on the ground in front of my foot, but between that ball.
Yeah,
like you always
the
say,
center lines up
3-4
where
inches
he does for a reason. And I mean, the Chiefs' loss to the Raiders really speaks volume. They will not win a Super Bowl this year. They won't.
Oh no. Unless some people coming out of retirement, unless they trade, they gonna somehow get Megatron or Steve Smith Sr. and Randy Moss. They gonna need that motherfucking Doritos commercial, bro. They gonna need, or my bad, that was Tostinos,
yeah. Where all those legends come out of retirement. Yes, I know. Yes,
you got Randy Moss. You ain't get all these motherfuckers.
You gonna need fucking the 72 Dolphins to come out of retirement in order to do something.
I ain't trying to kill nobody. Bro, they be one by one be getting ejected. They come across the middle forearm. Poosh!
That wouldn't surprise me. That would not surprise me.
But
Oh my
no,
god.
I mean, I do. I really feel like the fucking Patriots. God damn, man. I'm so fucking. It hurts to see Belichick go.
It really does. I couldn't agree more.
Like I just want, like I had to talk about that. Like as much as some people hate Belichick, like bro, for the history of football, shit, you're talking about the greatest, hands down, fucking coach that has ever
Easily.
coached. Like I
Absolutely.
mean, I'm not saying he's better like in greatness than Lombardi, but he's up there. He's up.
Oh,
He's definitely an
yes.
upper echelon. Like
Yes. And
like
the fact that he is a few wins behind Don Shula
I mean,
for
he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. 100%. Like this motherfucker, like you might as well start carving his motherfucking bust now. Okay.
absolutely.
Like I don't care if he doesn't coach or if he does coach. I don't care what he does the rest of his career. I just like it's he cemented his legacy. I'm tired of hearing
Absolutely.
people say that, if he does coach again and if he does have another year like this, it's gonna be this or it's gonna be that. No, it doesn't tarnish his fucking legacy. Like
No, it
the
doesn't. I
fact,
mean,
like,
Bailey Zappi under Bill Belichick, even with Mac Jones under center, really proved something. Now, did Mac Jones have a good rookie season? Yes, absolutely. But everything after that, it's been hot garbage up until Bailey Zappi went under center. They scored 21 points against the freaking Steelers for crying out loud.
yeah, no, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like Ezekiel Elliott is finally getting fucking touches. He's finally getting fucking. They're throwing the ball to him out of the backfield and letting him work. Like, bro, I mean, it's just like.
I mean, they got Ramondre Stevenson, another power back who runs angry the same way Ezekiel Elliott does, and it shows.
Now, I mean, I will say this, okay? So the thing that does kind of intrigue me a little bit is what draft pick the Patriots. I really want to see what draft pick they wind up with because
Absolutely.
I feel like there's a team that has a quarterback that they want to go get, it'd be the fucking Patriots this year. Especially with Robert Kraft in them, they're like they're looking for something fucking brand new. They're looking for a new toy.
I don't know. I mean, I could see that, but with Bailey Zappi under center, like I get it. He may not be the guy, but he's really shown to be the guy to be under center. And I don't know, maybe the Patriots get some weapons to help him out. You know?
So here's something that I said earlier that somebody didn't like.
Uh-oh.
Belichick to the Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
Herbert.
Mm.
Justin Herbert and fucking rebuild that defense with what they have. Because, bro, you're not going to tell it would literally take 1 or 2 years to turn that whole team around and make that thing a playoff team. They have pieces there. They have Bosa. They have Mac. Both of them will have at least 2 more fucking years in them.
Really took a 63-21 loss for the Chargers to realize to be like, hey, you know what? Maybe Brandon Staley isn't the guy to help coach the team. He hasn't been the guy since 2020.
Yep. I mean, again, I'm also one of those biased people. Like I will give you 2 to 3 years. Okay.
Yeah.
First year, if it's in shit shambles, it's your first year, bud.
Exactly.
Pat on the back. Second year, if you know what I mean,
If
there's
they
a little
can get
progress.
to at least 500 or somewhat above, that's a good year.
I mean, my whole thing is like this. Like I wouldn't give a shit if you only won 3 games your second year. If every one of your games were within a 3 to 4 point margin, every one of them you were in every one of them games. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Those are the statistics I'm looking at. Well, how much did you lose by? It's not just that you lost. How much did you lose by? Losing
Absolutely.
by 3 or 4.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, you were in that game. You were competitive. All right, it's
Yes.
understandable. Okay, but this game you lost. You lost this game. You had the lead going into the third, and then you gave up touchdown, and then they beat you. What happened in that third, fourth quarter? So you know what I mean? Shit like that. And it's real coaches are going to be the ones that look into that, and that's what they're trying to fix. That's what they're trying to change. But when you got a guy, and by the year end two, like the end of year two, you're still seeing those same mistakes. You're still seeing that guy lose games. Not that you just lost the game, like you lost the game. You had the lead. You had the game. You had it won. You had it. All you had to do was stay on track, and instead you took your foot off the gas. You played fucking bend don't break defense. But what happened?
You took your foot off the neck of the prey,
bro, and that's what it is. You take the foot off the gas. You play bend don't break defense. I hate bend don't break defense. Fuck that shit. I don't want you to play drop cover 4 zone and play after play after play. Okay, that's easy. That's easy fucking pickings. You're just letting fucking dump the ball around. So
no, absolutely.
I mean, I hate it because a lot of teams lose because of that fucking defense. Like, no, if anything, let's play to fucking win. Let's play to get a fucking turnover. Let's sit there and try to punch these motherfuckers in the mouth again. Let's see what they're really made of. But instead, they play, all right, let's try not to lose. Let's try not to lose instead of let's fucking win.
I mean, the Chargers right now, they have arguably 3 of the best defensive players in the league. They got Derwin James at strong safety, free safety, whatever the fuck position he plays. They got Nick Bosa's brother being Joey Bosa, and they got Khalil Mack, who really hasn't been the same since he left the Chicago Bears.
Khalil Mack has definitely shown like he's had Jadeveon Clowney type years.
I was gonna say he's had the flashes, but
he's been productive, but he hasn't been the same. Yes, absolutely, you're right. He did have a couple injuries. There was there were some things that mixed in there. But my whole thing is, again, if you put a defensive coach in there, and you get a defensive coach that will go get an actual offensive coordinator, which Bill Belichick will do. He's now something through all of his years, he's only had 2 bad offensive coordinators. Let's be honest here. He's only had 2 bad ones.
Okay.
So as far as the Patriot years go. So if he was to go to the Chargers and then he did go get a complete offensive minded guy who's going to run his run. Like, okay, you're going to run a fucking power run West Coast system. Okay. Right. You're mainly going to run the ball fucking 25 times, 30 times a fucking game. That's what this offense is based out of doing. Right. Then you're going to have fucking, 5 to 10 intermediate throws. And then you're going to have 5 to 10 fucking deep shots. And that's how we're going to run this motherfucking system. And we're just going to keep throwing it in there. We're just going to juggle the plays in there. And that's, but that's how the systems work. Yeah. And granted, you have your scenario plays, like, you know what I mean? But to me, that's not football. Mm-hmm. Football is, listen, you when the quarterback comes over to the sideline, gets the plays, right? You give them 3 plays. These are your 3 plays. Those are the next 3 plays you're going to run. If you see an audible, call the audible. You know what I mean? These are your 3 plays. Bam. You know what I mean? And you go out there, either you run the hurry up, or if you're going to run the hurry up, or you get it back up to the line and you don't see what you like, you take time out, you know what I mean? You recall, you'll make your audible. And it's shit like that. Like if Belichick had that type of talent with his mind on defense and his offensive coordinator, which is now available.
Absolutely.
McDaniels is available. Bro, could you? Bro.
I really wouldn't put my faith in McDaniels.
I wouldn't either. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying Belichick, because Belichick, he's been known to work well with that system. He's been known to find great players for that system. So
absolutely.
I'll say that.
I can't agree more.
Here's the other thing, though. Bill Belichick, if let's say he was to go to the Chargers, they have to get a GM. He is not the GM.
Oh,
They
yeah.
Like he can have a co-GM role, and he can have some say so, but he is not the GM. You cannot give him the same power he's had with the Patriots because
No,
it's
completely agree. Completely agree. I mean, there's so much going on. We're going to stick in the world of football. Tomorrow night, we got the Detroit Lions, who have already clinched the NFC North at Dallas on Saturday night at 6:15 my time. Who do you like, Detroit or Dallas in this game?
so. I like Detroit,
Yeah.
but Dallas is playing at home,
Mm.
and I'm sorry, but I'm going to take Dallas to win at home. And,
Okay.
and I'll say this, and for mainly fucking two reasons, okay?
Okay.
Because Dallas is at home,
Yeah.
and Detroit's defense has been on a slippery slope. Like if you look at the last 5 games, like it's gone like this, and like they can look good one game, and then the next game. Hold on. I'll explain. Let me pull up the game so I can tell you the point differential.
Okay.
Bam. All right. So Broncos. So okay. Lions Vikings 30-24, 6-point spread. Okay. Now this is Lions 42, Broncos 17.
Okay.
Okay, so you're like, okay, last 2 games they're on the track, like, but then the game before that, Lions 13, Bears 28. All right, game before that, right?
Yeah, I was gonna
Lions
say
30,
like
Lions 33, Saints 28. They won that game by 4 points. The week before that, guess what? They lost to the Packers. So they've kind of gone on a little bit of a roller coaster ride over the last 5 games. So
right.
they've
I
won the
mean,
last,
even the games that Detroit played against Chicago should have won both games.
yeah, no. And that's what I'm saying. Like that was my next point. They lost to the Packers the game before that when they played the Bears the first time. They almost lost that game.
Yeah.
They beat the Chargers barely. They
Yeah.
gave 38 points. So that's what I mean. Like the defense has gone like this throughout the season. So you're going to tell me that the Detroit defense mixed with that Cowboys, football team at home, which they play really well at home.
That they did.
I'm going to take the Cowboys at home, mainly because I don't trust Detroit's defense.
I mean, I somewhat trust Detroit's defense, and Dane Campbell is clearly doing something for them to have a winning record. So I'm going to take Detroit in this game.
So can I tell you why? Okay, so
yeah,
first game of the season, they played the Panthers. Okay, was it week 4? They played the Falcons, right? Then they played a Packers team, right? Then they played the Panthers again. They played the Buccaneers, right? They played the Raiders.
I was going to say, it seems like you're mentioning games that they should have won.
Yeah, I mean, all of these games are on sub 500 teams. That's why I'm naming them off. All these teams that are sub 500 or around 500, like the lower echelon teams, like their whole first 10 games are packed with 6 of them absolute game winners, and they didn't win all of them. So for me, it's just like, again, it's like, the Bears games, they should have won. The Buccaneers, they won. The Panthers game, both Panthers games, it's like, again, oh no, that sorry, that was preseason. Sorry. The one Panthers game, like Panthers put up 24 points on their defense.
I mean, it to me is basically like the Al Pacino Jamie Foxx movie. All it takes is any given Sunday.
Yeah, No, I mean, like I said, I feel you. Like I like this Lions team. I called the Lions to win the division. Like
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I like the Lions, but the Cowboys. We've seen the Cowboys be the Cowboys this year a few times.
right.
Like I said, you're talking about tomorrow night under the lights,
Mm-hmm.
Saturday football, baby. Like it's playoff time. Like I feel like it's gonna be more of a knockdown, drag out game. I don't think it's gonna be 35-38. I think it's gonna be like a 22-24, 27. You know what I mean? I don't think either team scores over 28.
No, I can see that. I'm gonna be right back real quick. I gotta do something. I gotta see a man about a horse. We're gonna get right back into the NFL predictions. I will be right back.
No problem. How about them motherfucking Ravens? Yeah. Oh yeah. We did it. We fucking did it. The Baltimore Ravens are number fucking one. This week, listen to me. All right. I'm pulling up a parlay. I'm gonna give everybody a nice free parlay. I don't know who's gonna watch it, who's not watching, but I'm gonna pull it up right now. We gonna get to the money. So I know I have a couple Baltimore parlays. Boom, 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 boom. All right, bam. So for this one is I got Gus Edwards touchdown, Baltimore Ravens money line, Lamar Jackson for 200 passing yards, Lamar Jackson for 2 passing touchdowns, Lamar Jackson rushing for 25 yards, Gus Edwards rushing for 25 yards. And the over, it's alternative over points at 37.5. So I bet $100 on it to win 965. It's a plus 865. I don't know if y'all can see. Freeze fragment. Hold up there for a second so y'all can see. Bam. And just let y'all know I'm not a crazy person and just be putting $100 on games and stupid shit. That is one bet money. So that's from bets that I won from yesterday on the Browns.
Oh,
Uh, I said, I mean, I'm not sure if somebody's actually watching this live, but I just gave everybody a parlay for the
okay.
Ravens game. So,
Fair enough.
yep.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But we have a shitload of, if you're on Mountain Time, 11 a.m. games. If you're on Central Time, they are noon games. And if you are on the East Coast, they are 1,300 games. I'm military, so that's all I know. Anyways, getting things started for the first game of the matchup on December 31st. We have in what, in my opinion, is going to be a make or break game for the Buffalo Bills. We got New England going into Buffalo. Who you like?
I would put money on Buffalo, but I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be no more than 7 points. Like a lot of
Okay.
people see this as being Buffalo blowing New England out, but I don't think so. I think the defense from New England makes it a tough game, and I think that New England is definitely going to stretch that defense. So
Right. No, I completely agree. I mean, the New England defense has really shown up. And since Bailey Zappi is getting the confidence he needs since going under center, this is definitely what I think will be more than likely a shootout. I'm going to go against it, and I'm going to take New England.
okay.
So, are you going to take Buffalo?
Yeah, 100%. I'm taking Buffalo.
Okay. Speaking of 100%, it's really shown that Arthur Smith, the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, isn't that guy. The talent is there. You got Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, who just Atlanta brings somebody in to do something. But Atlanta is going into Chicago, and Chicago has obviously proved to be one of the most dysfunctional franchises in the NFL. We got Atlanta at Chicago. Who you like?
Atlanta is Chicago. Heineke's the quarterback.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I really was expecting Desmond Ridder to be the quarterback.
I'm waiting. I'm trying to wait for it to pop up now. No, still don't say. Oh no, it's just Justin Fields. I mean, Justin Fields, Tyler Heineke. Okay.
I was going to say, I'm not trying to be biased, but I kind of like Chicago in this game.
Nah. I'm. You know what? I'm gonna take the Falcons.
Okay, fair enough. Now, I don't know what it is about what Antonio Pierce has been doing to the Raiders, but he's brought that LA swag, NWA swag to the Raiders, and it's shown. I mean, my God, the dude was pushing the practice squad players on the field when they were blowing out the San Diego Chargers 63-21, which I really like. But anyways, we got the Las Vegas Raiders going into Indianapolis to take on the Colts.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts. Colts got a better offense. That's really the difference between the two. Both of them got a good defense. And here's the kicker. It's like, the offensive line that the Colts have is a little bit better than what they went up against Kansas City. Now, don't get me wrong, Minshew Mania hasn't been what we all thought it was going to continue to be, but
obviously
he's had flashes here and there. And if he gets Pittman back, listen to me, Pittman was a big reason why last week was a fumble. Last week was a fumble. He had nobody to throw to. Nobody's open. So that being said,
wasn't that the week they played the Falcons?
No, he got injured last week. It was last week.
Okay.
He got injured. But yeah, man. No, you're right. It wasn't last week. It was the week before.
Okay.
He got injured. Because I had to take him out of my fantasy lineup. That's why I lost by like I only won by like fucking 3-4 points. If I would have had him, bro, I'm sure I would have got easily 15, 20 points out of him.
Oh man.
But who are you taking? Taking the Raiders?
I wanna take the Raiders just because of like the swag that Antonio Pierce has had, but at the same time, like, yes, Aiden O'Connell struggled against the Kansas City Chiefs.
You think? Hold on, I'm just being honest here. You think that they're going to be able to run 200 yards on the Colts defense?
No, I was going to say, but like I'm kind of leaning towards. I'm kind of leaning towards Minshew Mania and the Colts. They have the offensive weapons there. Assuming Michael Pittman is healthy, I believe they have the defense, if I'm not mistaken. Like, just in my opinion, I'm expecting a shootout in this game, but I think the Colts come out on top.
All right.
All right, so next game up, we got the Rams, who are in the hunt, I believe, for a wild card spot in the playoffs. Unfortunately, this next team that they're playing is they're not in the playoffs. I'm gonna have to take the Rams over the Giants.
I think it's going to be a tight game. All the
Yeah.
Rams games have been tight games.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 28 points to 32 points or some shit like that. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, Tommy DeVito, you had a hell of a run. You had a bigger run than Linsanity and Tebow Time combined in the last, I want to say 4 weeks.
You took the Lions, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So next game up, this shouldn't be too obvious, but we got Arizona going into Philadelphia.
It's kind of at a point where it's like Cardinals been a sneaky team all year. They've stolen a lot of wins here.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot, but they've stolen a few wins. And
hey, they stole a win over the Cowboys. Let's be honest.
Like, I mean, bro. I mean, I gotta take the Eagles. I'm being a smart man here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Eagles as well. My man, we have a matchup in the NFC South division, which has been completely trash since the beginning of the season. But there have been 2 teams that really stuck out. We got the New Orleans Saints, but they're going up against a team that I think could be a better team in the playoffs, being the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield under center.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have to go with the Buccaneers. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints stole this game. I wouldn't
be surprised either. I mean, the defense is there. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a defensive game, but offensively, I like it in Tampa's favor just because of Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
All right, so next game up. This shouldn't be too hard to choose from, but we got the Niners going into Washington to face the Redskins.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely gonna take 49ers.
Absolutely.
They have to have a bounce back game.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Especially against the Ravens. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. This should be another no-brainer, but Carolina is going into Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars.
I found out that what's his name? Lawrence wasn't starting. So I'm gonna go Panthers. I'm gonna take the spicy pick. I'm gonna go Panthers.
Yeah, no, I'll take that spicy pick as well. I think the Panthers upset Jacksonville just because Sunshine is out. Oh, man. Now, we got the game that we were talking about when I was flying back from Florida. We got Miami going into Baltimore.
Yes. Obviously, I'm taking Baltimore.
No, wouldn't surprise me.
I think the Baltimore Ravens defense could create at least 2 turnovers.
Okay.
And like you said, regardless whether Baltimore scores a touchdown or a field goal on those turnovers, we're going to get points off the turnovers. Okay. So I call 2 turnovers. I'm calling Lamar Jackson again to just build on that MVP year. I see him throwing for at least 2 touchdowns, 200 yards. Like I showed my parlay. These people know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
You know? And I do. Again, Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards is going to have a touchdown. That's a no-brainer. If we get that ball anywhere within the 5-yard line, it's over. It's over.
It's not even close.
Now the spicy pick is Justice Hill touchdown. So Justice Hill should get a touchdown in this game. He's going to get a dump off pass in the red zone, and he's just going to swoop it right around the linebackers. Miami's linebackers, they from what I've seen, They haven't been able to stop it consistently.
Yeah, see, for this game, in my opinion, I'm expecting a shootout and nothing less. But ultimately, I could really see the Ravens coming out on top.
See, I mean, look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, they, Tyreek might score one,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't see us. We're not gonna give up a bunch of runs. We might give up one or two here and there, but for the most part, you're not just gonna be able to run the ball on us. Our linebackers will start killing you if you do that. And then you know what I mean. And then we'll start blitzing the quarterback with our middle linebackers, and then we all know how that goes. And then we'll start sending Hamilton off the edge, and we will blitz the shit out of you until you fucking figure it out. Like we're here to sock you. This is a fucking fight, and it is to our defense. Like we're on pace to where we can be a record setting defense. So if we continue and we make sure that nobody scores more than 20 points on us for the rest of the fucking season, I mean, bro, we could be in some statisticals, one of those great defenses.
It'll be a hell of a playoffs to watch, especially in the AFC and the Ravens when they make it in.
Oh, bro, bro,
Speaking of the AFC,
I should have worn my Festivus shirt. No, I did. I have one of the original Festivus shirts, and it does. It says the road leads through Baltimore. Well, the road
oh, okay,
playoffs
okay,
Baltimore. It's one of the original ones from the 2000 Super Bowl.
okay, fair enough. Now this next game, it's been a lackluster season for Tennessee. They've been going back and forth between quarterbacks with Ryan Tannehill and
Well, let's.
Will Levis, somebody who likes to put mayonnaise in his coffee. I don't know if that's a publicity stunt, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Maybe it's a mayonnaise person thing. You look like mayonnaise, you eat mayonnaise.
Maybe he found something in Kentucky that we didn't. But the Tennessee Titans go into Houston. And I think for Houston, this is a make or break game to put them into the playoffs. Who you like?
I'm gonna take Houston. I'm gonna take Houston. Tennessee hasn't been consistent enough. Like
Yeah.
they have a weapon in Hopkins, and they barely use him. And
Yeah,
I'm sorry, like there's plenty of times where he's been completely wide open, and they don't even throw the ball to him.
absolutely. Because they rely so much on Derrick Henry.
But even then, like I've seen, there's been multiple games where he's only had 60, 70, 80 yards. Bro, if you're Derrick Henry and you're not busting a 100 clip, I mean, bro, if you were on the Ravens, you'd be busting 100 clips every fucking game. Trust
Oh,
me.
couldn't agree more.
And
Could not agree more. I mean, Lamar would once again, be the unanimous MVP if he had Derrick Henry in the backfield.
all
It's not even close.
right, who you got? Houston?
I'm definitely taking Houston.
All
I
right.
mean, again, Tennessee has had a lackluster, lackadaisical fucking season, and they signed arguably one of the best wide receivers in the game, being DeAndre Hopkins, and they still couldn't do anything. Man, put AJ Brown back on that team with DeAndre Hopkins. I guarantee you they do something.
Oh, for sure, for sure. One of the worst decisions that franchise has made. And and, and,
Absolutely.
and, and it would have been the second if they would have traded Derrick Henry to the Ravens. Because we tried. We
Mm.
tried. But the owner was like, hell no, we ain't sending him to Baltimore.
I
Wait,
mean, the fact that the management was like, "Oh yeah, you know what? We'll trade AJ Brown to the Eagles for a few draft picks." That was the dumbest decision you could have made.
I mean, but honestly though, I think he wanted out anyway.
Mm. Yeah, I'll agree to that. All right. So next game up, we got Mason Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and the Pittsburgh Steelers going into Seattle.
Seattle for 2 interceptions, and I'd say Geno Smith for 2 touchdowns.
Okay. Yeah, in my honest
I'll say
opinion, I like Seattle in this game.
2 turnovers, 1 interception, and probably a forced fumble.
Okay.
Or sack fumble.
All right. So are you still taking Seattle?
Oh, I'm definitely taking Seattle. Taking Seattle. The difference is going to be the offense. Okay, like I understand that he had a great game, all that claps for the Steelers for the one game, but now you're going against a Seattle Seahawks team that has been in pretty much every game that they've played this season. Like they're one of those teams that try to play up to competition. And I do. I feel like if Walker's healthy, if DK's healthy, if Smith's healthy, if Lockett is healthy, you're fucked. It don't matter
if Lockett can get the looks that he normally got from Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, look, the whole thing is it doesn't matter whether it's Geno Smith or Drew Lock. They're winning games.
Absolutely.
They're winning fucking games. They have the talent to win fucking games. And I'm sorry, I think it's just going to be a little too much for the Steelers to handle.
No, that's fair.
I don't have the Steelers. I mean, again, this is going to be a tight game. It's going to be like a fucking 10 to maybe 20 game.
I
don't see Pittsburgh scoring over 20 points at all.
No, I could easily see that. And I mean, for real, the Seahawks, granted, since Wilson left, they have been that under the radar kind of team that makes noise, you know?
Pete Carroll is a hell of a fucking coach. And that's literally one of the biggest difference makers in the NFL. If your coach is that guy, then you know what I mean, he's going to make sure you're prepared. He's going to make sure he's game planned. He's going to make sure he's prepared for every scenario that's going to happen. So
absolutely,
one of those guys. So I'm not saying like Mike Tomlin's one of those guys too. But when we're talking about who's got offense and defense, Pittsburgh's got defense, but their offense, like they have playmakers. If he can get the ball to them, the problem is with the Seattle defense, I don't see them having the same type of game back to back. I just don't. I don't.
No, that's fair. All right. So we got.
So you taking Seattle too?
I'm taking Seattle too.
Okay.
So we got the second afternoon game between the San Diego Chargers. I said San Diego. If you want to come into the comments and fight me, I will fight you tooth and nail. So we got the Chargers going into Denver. And Denver was, again, stupid enough to fucking sign Russell Wilson for whatever ungodly reason. But they also thought, hey, you know what? Let's bring in Sean Payton because that'll make a difference in the AFC West. Nah! It easily did not. I'm taking the Chargers in this matchup.
So I was taking the Broncos until I found out that Wilson wasn't playing quarterback. And now I'm like, I'm Broncos country. Let's ride. I'm taking the Broncos.
Yeah,
I'm taking the Broncos. I just got a feeling it's at Mile High Stadium. The crowd's going to be pumping. They're going to be like, fuck Russell. They're going to be cheering for their guy. It's just going to be one of those things. And
watch Jarrett Stidham ball out under Sean Payton.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel much more comfortable backing Sean Payton than I do. I don't even know who the temporary coach is of the Chargers.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, honestly, like I completely forgot about everything else that was going on in Denver. So you know what? I'm gonna switch my pick to Denver, mostly because Russell Wilson is sitting out, and it wouldn't surprise me if Jarrett Stidham balls out on Sunday against the LA Chargers.
But I mean, he doesn't even have to. If he hands the ball off 30 fucking times and you know what I mean, makes some good intermediate passes on third downs. I mean, bro, you only have to score a couple times to be able to beat this offense because Herbert ain't in. And not
Right.
you're playing Herbert, you're playing some fucking Easton or whatever, whoever the fucking backup is. And you know what I mean? He wasn't looking so hot neither. So yeah, no, I'm gonna pick Peyton over whoever the interim coach is. So
Okay.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of coaching now. Like when we don't have a lot of talent on the field, then I'm just gonna go with the coach. That's all I can do.
That's fair. That is fair, big man. So the next game up, we were easily talking about this game because Kansas City, their receivers could not catch COVID if it fell into their lap. We got Cincinnati going into Kansas City.
Oh, I'm taking Kansas City. This is a must win for Kansas City. Kansas City, yeah, like bro, their only hope is to win out. That is
Yeah.
their only hope to truly know that they're solidified. Other than that, like, bro, like this is a must-win game. There's been no game,
Absolutely.
there's been no even the Raiders game was like, okay, you know, whatever, we lost. But now you're playing the Bengals. If you lose to another AFC team that knocks you down so many pegs when it comes to tiebreakers and shit.
Right.
So where are you going to be seated at? Well, you lost to this many AFC teams, so just because your record says this, we're actually going to seed you here.
Right.
And
No, I mean,
they ain't had to play on the road in the playoffs. So now you're talking about now you're going to have to go on the road. You're going to have to go see teams. And I'm sorry, with the team that they have this year, it's just not going to happen. But I will take Kansas City to win this week because the Bengals are the Bengals without it's no Joe Burrow. Like,
I mean, I can honestly understand that, but I mean, also given the fact that the Chiefs lost to the Raiders, we're talking about Aiden O'Connell, who went, what was it, 0 for 1 with what, 1 yard? But the Raiders' running game was there, you know?
yeah,
And the fact that the Chiefs lost to the Raiders in what was supposed to be a must-win game, Jake Browning has really stepped up under center and really kept the Bengals in the playoffs. I'm honestly gonna
he
have
had
to.
a couple good games. He had a couple good games, but it ain't like he playing on Flacco level, and that's why
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true.
that's why I'm like I'm just gonna make the smart. That's why I made the smart. I'm just gonna go with the Chiefs because I know if you go with the Bengals and what happens if the fucking the Chiefs defense plays like the Chiefs defense has a couple times this year.
Hmm.
You know, and against Jake Browning, I'm sorry. I cannot put faith. I'm going to put more faith in Andy Reid. I'm going to put more faith in Patrick Mahomes to get this job done, because now it's like there's not no. We have to win.
Right.
So
um,
taking it back.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go with the Bengals in this matchup.
Okay, I like it, man.
Yeah,
It's not like you
yeah.
Mr. Spicy this time.
You already know. You already know.
Oh,
Hey, the first two words speak for themselves. All right. So, to close it out on Sunday Night Football, we got Green Bay going into Minnesota.
so I will say this. So I did my weekly parlay and I called the Vikings to win.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking that back and I'm going Green Bay.
Really?
I'm going Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay. I'm sorry. Like, I have to. Like, man, I sitting down thinking about it, looking at the numbers, looking at Jordan Love, looking at the Vikings defense, looking up the points. I have to go with Green Bay. Like I just it's I feel like again it's going to be a tight game, but I feel like Green Bay is going to wind up pulling it out. It's going to be one of those last 3 minutes. Jordan Love's going to drive down. They're going to score, and
Right.
by 4 points.
Who's the starting quarterback for Minnesota? Here. Look it up.
Jaron Hall. Jaron Hall.
Yeah, I'll take Green Bay in this matchup. I mean, they had Josh Dobbs under center. He had Linsanity match or Linsanity run going. But if they're going with guys like Nick Mullins and you said Josh Hall?
Jaron Hall?
Jaron Hall. Yeah. Yeah. No, give me Green Bay. So, I mean, hey, this Sunday should be interesting and should be one to watch. It wouldn't surprise me if certain teams won and if certain teams looking your way, Kansas City, lost. But, as always, it was always appreciative to have you on this show, big man.
Absolutely. I love doing it, man. That's what, so sometime in the next probably like week or so, I'm gonna get my channel up and I'm gonna start doing my daily, my daily parlays and stuff like that. But I'll probably wind up doing like 2 weekly shows, man. I'll always send it out and hit you up and find out if you want to do it. I'm definitely doing a Sunday morning show.
Okay.
I'll definitely be doing that. So we'll be doing NFL through the NFL season, and then I'll be doing weekly NBA shows just to pass out parlays and talk about different games and stuff. So you said
for sure, big man.
Fine.
For sure. For now, again, thank you for coming on to this show.
Peace.
Like I said, I will be doing a live stream of the Kleenex Bowl between Florida State and Georgia. I want to reiterate, I did a UFC 296 live stream, but people thought it was like, oh, we're gonna get the actual fights. No. So what you're gonna get is seeing me talking shit about what's going on. The last time I did that, it was a Titans playoffs game, and unfortunately, it did not work out in that case. I got put in Facebook jail. But a link will be sent out so y'all can hop on and talk cash shit. But again,
what time does that start?
I think it's noon, I want to say.
Noon your time?
Yeah, noon my time, I believe. Okay. Let me double check.
Because I was gonna say, like, I'll be home 2:00 Eastern time.
Okay. Yeah, of course it won't fucking show, but expect a link to come to your way, big man.
All right. And you said that game. What game was that? Who was playing?
Florida State and Georgia.
I'm trying to pull up the time right now so I can find out.
Yeah, I know. That's what I tried to do, and just
the Cotton Bowl. That is so hilarious. Like, ain't that racist?
So let's see. Tomorrow, it looks like it's saying 2 p.m. my time. when I get the schedule or I should say when ESPN puts the schedule out for the game, expect the link to be sent your way.
Bowl games. You said what bowl was it called?
I believe the Orange Bowl.
Oh, okay, the Orange Bowl. All right,
Yeah.
all right, I got it. Yep, it's 4 p.m. here.
Okay. I'll send the link out, and yeah,
I'll be
feel
home.
free to hop on, man.
Hell yeah, but all right, man. Peace out. Thanks for having me again.
Peace out. Sounds good. I want to thank Big Spicy Big Mac for joining the show again. Look, if you are the type of person that is spending $70 at least a month on your television streaming service like YouTube TV, Fubo, fucking any other TV service out there, just click the link in the description of this video. And granted, this is a Wi-Fi based TV service, but if you have something like Spectrum, you will be golden. You will get every local channel in the country. I'm talking CBS, ABC, NBC, all those channels. You'll get all the premium or regional channels in the country. A&E, Paramount Networks, so on and so forth. You'll even get the sports package included. You'll get the NFL package. You'll get the MLB package. You'll get the NHL package. You'll get free fucking pay-per-views. I mean, it's not even close. Again, like I said, click the link in the description of this video and you will get what is coming to you. I am No Mercy Sports. I want to thank y'all for joining me on today's episode. I want to thank Spicy Big Mac for joining me on today's episode. Peace out.